啊，撒边不。
Beijing, the political and cultural heart of China, is no stranger to sudden weather shifts. Yet the hailstorm that swept across the capital left millions of residents stunned and unprepared. The dim sky quickly darkened, strong winds rose, and within only a few short minutes, bustling streets, ancient hutongs, and wide ring roads were all engulfed by a fierce downpour of hail. Small and large hailstones pelted the city, from tiny pellets the size of peas to chunks as big as ping-pong balls. They struck bus shelters, balcony rails, and turned familiar streets into slippery white ribbons, as if winter had suddenly returned. The sound echoed everywhere, metallic rattles on rooftops, sharp knocks against windows, then heavy thuds as larger stones hit awnings and parked cars. Strong gusts of wind reduced visibility as smaller hail was swept into swirling sheets of white.
我靠！我靠！
Transportation was the first to suffer. Hazard lights flashed across ring roads as drivers slowed down to keep traction on slick surfaces. Bus routes stretched their headways, pausing safely at major stops. The metro system continued to operate, but several entrances and open plazas were briefly closed while crews shoveled ice and cleared pooling water. At the airport, ground teams urgently inspected runways and suspended departures during the heaviest waves of hail. On the urban fringe and in nearby farming zones, losses were visible. Orchards shed leaves and young fruit. Protective nets tore apart. Plastic greenhouses were punctured, letting in cold air that flattened seedlings. Just a few minutes of hail had wiped out months of careful labor for local farmers. Emergency services responded immediately. Dispatch centers fielded a surge of calls reporting collapsed awnings, shattered windows, and power cuts where fallen branches damaged lines. Fire crews deployed portable pumps to drain flooded basements and protect electrical rooms. Sanitation workers rushed to clear ice from priority roads to keep ambulance response times stable. Meteorologists explained the familiar setup: moist surface air lifted by atmospheric disturbance, strong wind shear helping to form storm cells, and freezing levels low enough to preserve hailstones on descent. Inside towering cumulonimbus clouds, embryonic hail was recirculated through supercooled droplets, layering repeatedly until gravity prevailed. The result was a patchwork of heavy strikes in some areas and lighter impacts in others. Hospitals and clinics prepared for an uptick in patients. Most injuries were minor, cuts from broken glass, slips on wet stairs, and bruises from wind-driven hail. Health officials advised residents to avoid wading through pooled water that might conceal debris and urged families to check on elderly neighbors.
呢啲生意唔係咁做㗎，平啊！有時候啲嘢係冇大家咁熟係冇？你阿媽喺呢啲生意係咁做㗎，唔係幾百蚊嘅問題。你要我幾百蚊，我俾你冇所謂係冇？你阿媽喺我。
Schools and universities quickly activated emergency protocols. Outdoor activities were postponed or moved indoors. Custodians cleared drains and inspected roofs for damage that could allow leaks long after surfaces appeared dry. In older neighborhoods, volunteers distributed plastic sheeting to cover broken skylights and windows until repairs could be arranged. As skies gradually cleared, recovery efforts began. Insurance adjusters documented dented cars, cracked roof tiles, and solar panels marked by microfractures. Auto shops were flooded with bookings for dent repair and glass replacement. Shop owners reported losses from leaks in storerooms and were advised to take photos and keep receipts for quicker claims processing. The storm also reignited conversations about the city's resilience. Experts are considering higher drainage standards that account not only for heavy rain, but also for ice blockages. Building committees are studying stronger impact ratings for skylights, rooftops, and external equipment. Transport authorities are testing dynamic speed regulations to apply when hail reduces traction on ramps and elevated roads. For many families, the memory remains vivid: the pounding on windows, the sudden chill in the air, and the sight of alleys glittering white beneath street lamps. Yet the city's rhythm quickly returned. Neighbors lent brooms and shovels. Drivers gave rides to stranded commuters. Shopkeepers swept away slush to prevent falls. By the time the last storm cells had faded, major roads were open again, and life moved forward. With its scale and sophistication, Beijing showed once more its ability to absorb sudden shocks. But the hailstorm also revealed that even well-prepared cities remain vulnerable to fast-forming extremes. Continued investment in forecasting, resilient infrastructure, and community preparedness will help reduce risks, shorten recovery time, and better protect the millions of people who keep the capital alive. Thank you for following this report. Please stay safe, stay connected, and join us again for future updates.
Thank you for watching. If you found this report helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and stay safe until our next update.
The world changing, disasters are no longer rare, they are reality. You cannot predict the next earthquake, flood, or wildfire, but you can choose how ready you are. This channel isn't just here to inform, it's here to wake people up before it's too late. So if you're watching this now, take it as a sign. Don't just scroll, don't just watch. Subscribe, learn, and prepare, because awareness isn't fear, it's power.